In a small, peaceful town lined with maple trees and the gentle calmness of autumn, an old house on Maple Lane was once filled with life. This home, covered in ivy and surrounded by the fragrance of hydrangea blooms, was more than a shelter. It was a sanctuary of love and warmth. Evelyn Whitlock, the lady of the house, was its beating heart, the source of all joy and laughter that echoed through its walls. Evelyn, with her sparkling eyes and an infectious laugh, was a woman of resilience and depth. Her younger years were defined by raising her 3 children: Gregory, the intelligent boy with big dreams; Clara, the artistic and dreamy daughter who sought beauty in everything; and Michael, the energetic youngest child whose playful nature often brought endless laughter to the house. For Evelyn, this home was more than a structure. It was a testament to her life's work, her sacrifices, and the love she poured into her family. It was where she and her late husband built their lives together, raising their children and watching them grow. But time waits for no one. Evelyn's husband passed away when their children were still young, leaving her to steer the family's ship alone. With unyielding determination, she played the role of both mother and father, making every sacrifice to ensure her children grew up with love and security. Over time, the vibrant days of family gatherings and laughter began to fade. The once lively dinners and cozy winter nights around the fireplace became distant memories. Gregory, Clara, and Michael grew up, each embarking on their own paths, leaving the house increasingly quiet and still. Evelyn, though proud and strong, could not escape the creeping loneliness that filled the void left behind. Day after day, she would sit by the window, gazing out at the maple-lined streets, reminiscing about the days when the house was alive with joy. Yet, deep within her heart, she clung to hope. 85, she thought to herself, a milestone worth celebrating. Determined to mark the occasion with a family reunion, she set her sights on planning her birthday. Despite her children's busy lives, she held on to the belief that they would make time for her. Evelyn carefully wrote each invitation, made phone calls to remind them, and prepared everything with meticulous care. She chose her finest floral dress, a dress she hadn't worn in years, but still exuded elegance. The dining table was set with her best china, reserved only for special occasions. At the center of it all was a beautiful cake, adorned with fresh cream and candles ready to be lit, a symbol of her love and anticipation. But as her special day arrived, silence enveloped the house. There were no knocks on the door, no familiar faces to greet her. Time dragged on, each passing minute cutting deeper into her heart. Evelyn sat quietly, watching the light fade outside her window, still holding on to a faint hope that her children might appear. Yet, no one came. There were no calls, no apologies. Evelyn did not harbor anger or resentment. Instead, she felt an overwhelming sadness, a sorrow that those she loved most might never fully understand. That evening, she lit the candles on her cake herself, whispering a birthday wish into the empty room. But the wish was not for herself, it was for her children. Evelyn wished that, wherever they were, they would find happiness. She sat in silence, watching the flickering candlelight, as if trying to capture and hold on to a small glimmer of warmth in an otherwise cold and lonely birthday. Deep down, however, Evelyn understood that the light from those candles could never truly fill the emptiness that had grown within her heart. A few days after her birthday, she passed away peacefully. The passing of Evelyn Whitlock left a void not just in her old house on Maple Lane, but also in the hearts of her children. Gregory, Clara, and Michael each received the news of their mother's death while immersed in their busy, fast-paced lives. For them, the news came as a shock, a stark reminder that time does not stop for anyone. How long had it been since their last visit to their mother? How many times had they postponed their calls with the promise of tomorrow? Filled with guilt, the 3 siblings returned to their childhood home, a place brimming with memories, but also laden with unsaid words and unexpressed love. On that day, the old house on Maple Lane no longer felt like the warm, familiar haven they had once known. Instead, it felt cold and foreign. Dust covered everything, the walls, the furniture, and the lingering remnants of a life once filled with joy. The photographs still hung on the walls, and Evelyn's favorite armchair now sat empty. Each step through the house brought a flood of bittersweet memories. Gregory remembered the many times his mother had waited patiently at the dining table for his visits, her eyes filled with hope. Clara noticed the old paintings her mother had carefully preserved from a time when she had painted with passion. Michael, who had lived closest to Evelyn, felt a deep pang of regret for having been so physically near, yet emotionally distant. The atmosphere grew heavy as they gathered for the reading of Evelyn's will. Mr. Hargrave, the family's longtime lawyer, arrived carrying a stack of papers Evelyn had meticulously prepared. The three siblings sat in a living room, once filled with laughter and chatter, now enveloped in silence. Mr. Hargrave began reading the will. The first part contained typical formalities. Personal items were distributed, and a portion of her savings was left to various charities. But as he reached the final section, he paused, his expression turning somber. Evelyn left a special message for her children, he began, his voice steady but laden with significance. It's not about money or material possessions. This is her final lesson to you. The three siblings exchanged puzzled glances. Hargrave continued, "In the attic, you'll find an old chest. Inside it lies your mother's true legacy." Confused but intrigued, Gregory, Clara, and Michael climbed the stairs to the attic, a place they hadn't visited in years. Dust blanketed everything from old boxes to childhood toys long forgotten. In the far corner of the room, beneath a layer of cobwebs, they found the chest. It was a sturdy oak chest, weathered by time, with a large brass lock securing it shut. Resting atop the chest was an envelope containing a key and a handwritten note from Evelyn. "Inside this chest lies the truth, love, and lessons I hope you'll understand." With trembling hands, Clara inserted the key into the lock and opened the chest. Inside were stacks of letters, each bundle neatly tied with ribbon and labeled with their names. These were letters Evelyn had written over the years, for missed birthdays, absent holidays, and moments when she had longed for their presence. Gregory was the first to open his letters. The familiar strokes of his mother's handwriting unfolded before him, filled with deep love yet tinged with sorrow. One letter read, "Gregory, I've always been proud of you. I know you've worked hard to achieve success, but I wish you could see that family is more important than anything else. Money can buy many things, but it can never buy back time. My dear son, please take a moment to rediscover your own happiness." Clara silently read her letters, tears streaming down her face. Evelyn's words were not only a testament to her unwavering support for Clara's artistic dreams, but also a gentle critique of how she had lost her way. "My darling, your paintings are beautiful, but they no longer carry your passion. You used to paint with all your heart, but now it seems like you're painting to please others. Remember why you started, Clara, and find your way back to your true self." Michael, the youngest, read his letters with a heavy heart. Living closest to Evelyn, he had always assumed he had done enough, but his mother's words revealed a painful truth. "You were always in such a hurry, Michael. You lived close by, but you were never truly present. I just wanted to sit with you, talk with you, share life's little moments with you. But you were always busy, always postponing things for tomorrow. I want you to know that I love you and hope you'll learn to cherish the people who matter most." The letters pierced their hearts, each sentence a painful reminder of what they had taken for granted and the moments they could never reclaim. Yet Evelyn's final lesson did not end there. At the bottom of the chest lay a letter addressed to all three of them. It read, "My dear children, I didn't write these letters to hurt you or to make you feel guilty. I wrote them to help you understand that love and time are the most precious gifts we can give. I hope you will find the value of family, presence, and forgiveness, not just for me, but for yourselves as well." But the greatest revelation came during the reading of Evelyn's will. The three siblings had assumed the house on Maple Lane would be passed down to them. However, Mr. Hargrave revealed that Evelyn had left the house to a charity that provided shelter for the elderly with no family to care for them. She wanted this house to become a sanctuary, Hargrave explained, a place where those who feel alone can find comfort and love, the very things she didn't have in her final years. The decision left Gregory, Clara, and Michael stunned. The house that held their childhood memories would now be given to strangers. Yet, as they reflected on Evelyn's choice, they realized the profound message behind it. She had turned her own loneliness into an act of generosity, using her pain to create hope and warmth for others. In the weeks that followed, the siblings began to change. Gregory decided to step back from his relentless work schedule, prioritizing time with his family. Clara returned to her art with newfound passion, painting pieces inspired by memories of her mother. Michael, who had always been in a rush, started slowing down and spending meaningful time with his siblings. The house on Maple Lane, once a place of solitude, became a symbol of healing and new beginnings, not only for the elderly residents, who would find refuge there, but also for Evelyn's children. They learned that their mother's final gift was not just a lesson but a chance for them to reconnect, to rebuild their bonds, and to honor her legacy by living with love and presence. Evelyn Whitlock's story serves as a poignant reminder of the fragile and fleeting nature of time. Her children's journey through grief and self-reflection reveals a universal truth. The moments we share with loved ones are irreplaceable, and the bonds of family are priceless. Too often, we let the distractions of life, work, ambition, and the never-ending demands of the world pull us away from the people who matter most. In Evelyn's final act, she gave her children, and all of us, a lesson about love, forgiveness, and the value of presence. Evelyn's letters were not just expressions of love, they were a mirror reflecting the deep loneliness she felt in her later years. But instead of harboring resentment, she forgave her children and used her pain to leave behind something far greater than material possessions. The decision to donate her cherished home to a charity for the elderly was not a rejection of her children, but a testament to her enduring compassion. By doing so, she transformed her house from a place of solitude into a sanctuary of hope, giving others the love and care she longed for herself. For Gregory, Clara, and Michael, their mother's final gift was more than the letters or the house. It was a chance to reconnect, not just with their past, but with each other. They learned that their mother's forgiveness was not conditional on their actions, but rooted in her unconditional love. This realization brought them closer, teaching them to value the present and cherish the people around them. The lesson Evelyn left behind resonates far beyond her family. In our fast-paced lives, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We tell ourselves there's always tomorrow to make a call, visit a loved one, or say, "I love you." But as Evelyn's story shows, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Each moment we delay can become a missed opportunity, and each silence can deepen a void. This is why Evelyn's story is not just about her family, it's about all of us. It's a wake-up call to prioritize love over busyness, to choose connection over isolation, and to live each day with intention. Her story challenges us to ask ourselves, are we truly present for the people who matter most? Are we showing our love in ways that can be felt, not just heard? And if tomorrow never comes, will we be at peace with how we've spent our time? If Evelyn's story has touched your heart, consider the ways you can bring her lesson into your own life. Start by reaching out to someone you care about, a family member, a friend, or even a neighbor. Share a memory, express your gratitude, or simply spend time together. These small acts of love and connection can ripple outward, creating a legacy far greater than material wealth. We invite you to join us on this journey of reflection and growth by subscribing to Life Stories 365. Here we share stories like Evelyn's, stories that inspire, heal, and remind us of the beauty in our shared humanity. By subscribing, you'll become part of a community dedicated to spreading compassion, gratitude, and wisdom through the power of storytelling. Don't wait for tomorrow to make a change. Let Evelyn's story inspire you to take action today. Pick up the phone, have that conversation, or simply sit with someone you love. And as you do, remember this: time is the greatest gift we can give, and love is the greatest legacy we can leave behind. Click the subscribe button now, and let's continue this journey together. Together, we can honor stories like Evelyn's and build a world filled with understanding, kindness, and love.